Hi everyone. Hi, Christine Crowell here, and welcome to my channel. And today I want to share a few things with you in terms of how I've managed to double my YouTube views in only a week. Well, actually, in 3 days, for example. So I am super excited. Listen, I'm a 60-year-old woman and I have got a lot of energy, but at the same time, trying to get those views was not easy. I've really had to study the YouTube. I'm looking at the algorithms. I'm looking at subject matters. I'm looking at things that relate to what I do, but also trying to give value at the same time as well, for example. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my numbers and how they just almost trebled, should I say, from how I was actually doing. Now, my target, I became monetized in October, the middle of October last year, where I got monetized. I've been on YouTube since 2013. I'm kind of like a dinosaur type of person that's been on YouTube, didn't realize that you could get monetized on YouTube until probably a couple of years ago. And then I started to think, right, okay, I need to get 4,000 watch hours. I need to get 1,000 subscribers. So I managed to do that. I got 1,000 subscribers probably about 2 years ago. And I still the bulbs didn't light up for me. I was using YouTube, and I still use it as my business, for example, to get clients, for example. But what I found, once I became, once I flicked the switch, should I say, and became monetized on YouTube, and that was October, sort of middle October, late October last year. I then thought, okay, I'm monetized now, but I've then got to make sure my ID and, verify myself, which is what I did with YouTube, for example. And then what happened then is that I thought, okay, I'm going to start getting paid for adverts. Well, when I started doing it, it was going really slow. When I say really slow, you can see my videos, there's like two views or 20 views and things like that. And it took quite a while. I mean, now I'm in February, towards the end of February. I started mid-October. So it's October, November, December, January, February. So 4 months. And the light bulb switch flicked in my head. And I became more strategic, because bearing in mind, I was looking and using YouTube for my business, because I'm a consultant and have been since 2013, for example. So I've always looked at it that way, not as a way, there were ads on my YouTube videos, for example, and I didn't really think anything of it at all. And like I said, the switch flicked on me probably about, I would say, a week ago, and I was starting to study this YouTube. I was like, wow, why am I hardly getting any views? What's going on here? What is it that I'm doing wrong? I'm thinking, is it my age? Is it how I look? Is this the reason why I'm not getting many views? Am I, too old? Because I am 60, for example. And I thought to myself, why can't I get more views? There's got to be more to it. I was looking at other creators. They're getting like, 10,000 views a day. Some were like 800,000 views, for example. And I was like, I've got to start studying this. And listen, YouTube, it is, you've really got to study it, and it takes time. It's like you're watching the stock market. It's like you're watching things go up and down, up and down. And it's like you got to keep feeding this algorithm. I'm still trying to get my head around the algorithm, let me tell you. It is like I need a book to read it. I've looked at what other creators are doing and what they're saying, and it's working for them. But I think that with YouTube, for me, I can really say that I'm having to really figure out and find my own flow. This isn't something that you can just, grab from someone else and learn something. This is something that has to come from you, from within. How bad do you actually want this? That is the key. Because let me tell you, for me, I go for my walks, but before I go for my walks, early morning, I am here at my desk and I am uploading videos, scheduling them, for example. And also when I come back from my walks, I schedule some more, for example. And while I'm walking, I'm actually thinking about my content, trying to keep relevant to today, for example, because I used to have a 30-day calendar. I had a 30-day calendar and I thought I had that down packed. But that 30-day calendar was to do with me getting clients in for my business, like how I used to use YouTube, for example, because YouTube can be used for businesses. Rather than paying for ads, for example, use YouTube for your business, because this is a business, for example. This is like an additional business. So going on to that, so I thought, right, okay, how am I going to get these views? I've got to try and start looking at, there's got to be something that's going to make this happen. So what I started to do, as you can see, I'm doing lives every day. And I've been doing lives probably, must be about 6 weeks, 8 weeks now, for example, where I'm doing a live at, say, 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. American time, New York time, for example. Now, I've been doing these lives and I don't get many people show up, for example, but I really do appreciate those that do show up. Even if there's nobody that shows up, or even one, I will still be there. I will still come on and talk, because you never know who's listening and who's going to appreciate what you have to say. So although sometimes it seems strange that you're talking to a computer or you're talking to a camera, it does seem strange sometimes, and like you can't see anybody, but people are there, for example, because you can see the numbers, but you don't know who's there, for example. But for me, what happened was this week, in 3 days, my views went from, I got them up to it was like 100 views a day. Then it was like 300 views. Then it went to 500 views. Then it went to 700 views a day. Then it went to 1,000 views a day. Then it went to 1,300 views a day. Then it went to 1,500 views a day. And it's kind of going like that. But what I notice is that I have to keep being on here every day. Don't get me wrong, I love being on here every day, but I'm just trying to explain to you, if you want to get your YouTube channel monetized quickly, you've got to be on here every day. every day and do as many videos as you can do possible. And I'm going to break it down for you. Like, I do a live every day. I do a live every day, and usually it's for about an hour. I know it seems a long time, but listen, I can talk for England anyway. I love talking. I always have been a talker, so I'm not gonna not speak, even though I can't see anybody. So I'm looking at this camera as if I'm talking to a friend, for example. So I've been going live for about 2 months now. I've been uploading every day as well, daily, for example. And that usually is about 10 to 20 minute video, for example. I've also been breaking up the live. Like, if I do a live and it's for about an hour, and I'm trying to give you some tips here for getting monetized and for getting your watch hours up. Because if you do short videos, then you're not gonna, and when I say shorts, if you want to get your views up, then shorts are good for bringing people to your channel and subscriptions, I believe. I'm a newbie, so please do not quote me on this. I'm not an expert, okay? I'm just going from what I've learned, for example. So what I tend to do is, like I said, I do the live like I'm here today, and from that live, I then can break it up into 4 videos, for example, 4 long form videos. Okay, so that's 4 long form videos. Plus I've got a live for 1 hour, for example, like how this is, for example. Then I do a video during the day with my camera, with my iPhone, for example, or possibly on here for 10-20 minutes, for example. I've then got 5 long form videos plus 1 live. I also then break it down again. I break that one 10 to 20 minute video that I've uploaded, for example, and that live that I've done, and I've broken it into 4 long form videos, for example. I then break them up into shorts. So I've got plenty of content. You'll see on my channel how many videos I've got. I've got like 3,000, probably going up to 3,500 videos, for example. But you know what? This week, now don't get me wrong, I have got to like 2,000 views before, but it's not very often. Probably, I probably would say about 10 or 20 in the space of, since I've been on here, 2013, for example. But this week has been amazing because it's been consistent day after day after day, for example, where I've got like 1,000 views, for example. Now, listen, I've got lots of videos, so that's why it amounts to that amount, but I never had that before. I would get like